Hello, welcome to Bay of Fundy Fortunes. My name is Natalie, and I'm an M&M. I'm an M&M, yeah. I suppose I could rap like them if I had to. Or eat some. I'm an empath, intuitive card reader, and a visionary as well. I'm here this evening to do the general weekly reading for the sign of Capricorn. This is for the week of the 24th through to the 30th. So let's get into your shuffle, and let's get your cards picked. Spirit. Master of the universe, master of the natural world. Please bring us messages that need to be brought to any Capricorn that is viewing this reading. Any messages that may pertain to them that they need to know, what they can anticipate what is coming at them within the next week. Right here. Oh, that was fast. Okay. Yes, it is. All right. Oh no, where's my glasses? I'll have to wear my other ones. They're not my favorites, but they'll do the job. Makes it easier on my eyes either way. Very first card for you, Capricorn. Oof. The Tower. There's some heavy stuff going on there, not necessarily bad though. Second card, King of Swords. Ambition. I just heard resilience and not giving up. That's what I heard with that card. More determined. And wow, strength representing stability. All right. What have we here, Capricorn? What have we here? The Tower, and it is destruction. Okay. So right off the get-go, right off the top, this card puts forth a message, because this is a general reading for those of you that are new to the tarot community. It may or may not resonate with you, this reading. May or may not resonate with you. This is also for Capricorn Sun. Please check out my other videos for your rising sign and your moon sign. Sometimes they resonate a little bit more with you, or maybe a whole lot more than what your sun sign does. Put all three together gives you a wider view as well. You'll get something out of that, I'm sure. That will resonate. But for some of you, right off the get-go, you feel like your world is falling apart. Things are starting to spin out of control. And it's all happening really, really, really fast. Tarot is, so says Tarot, to accept the changes that chaos brings. There's always good in everything. There are not everything is negative, even in the most negative of moments. There are lessons learned. There are things held more dear and closer to you. If you lost somebody that you loved, which would be devastating, and there's no good in that at all, right? What the fallout from that would be, the drill down effect, we'll say, is that other people that you love on the same level, the same scale, that mean as much to you as this person did, you'll hold dearer to you. They will feel your love more, your compassion more, your loyalty, your devotion to them more. There's the good part of something so bad, because that's what usually happens. Especially if it's an unexpected passing of somebody. If we use that example, the shock of it, you see life very, very differently. Nothing is ever going to be the same. It goes without saying, without that person. But it makes you look at every other individual, every human in your life that lives in your heart differently, with more clarity, more importance, and you want to hold them closer. That can happen for some. If there was speaking of a death as the form of destruction, this is not something that's coming. Do not panic. I'm always straightforward and honest. If that was the case, I would say so. This would be somebody that's already passed quite recently, and the shock, and feeling like what good can ever come out of this. It's just the balance of nature. It's the way nature works. And it sounds hollow for me to say that, but when you're going through it, and those of you, and I'm sure there's a few of you watching this video, this reading, that have gone through something like this, and you're shaking your head going, yeah, that is what it's like. It is what it's like. I know I've been there. But accept the changes that chaos is about to bring on you as far as this goes. Um, Shock sometimes, as the card declares, shock sometimes um, brings breakthroughs. Shock is usually something being boom, thrown in front of us unexpectedly that we didn't know anything about, we didn't see coming, we weren't aware of. Along these lines, some of you may be going through something like that, a shock, then there's a breakthrough, and then there's followed by a sense of enlightenment. And you've been enlightened, you've been brought into the fold, you're not in the dark, you didn't even know you were in the dark for some of you. Then you find out, what the hell, I didn't know this, what is this? And then all of a sudden things start to click and make sense and fit together. Maybe some things in the past that just weren't kind of jiving, they weren't ringing true, and now they will, because now you'll know. You'll know what is true, what is not true. You may turn around, for some of you, you're going to see the world in a whole brand new light. Life itself, the very essence of human life. I don't think it's going to go beyond that, like questioning life itself in the world. This is more personal. This is your world, seeing your life and the life that you live and the life that you walk in a whole new light. This is a shocker. Whatever's coming at some of you, it's going to be a shocker. Remember, it's a general reading. It's not going to resonate with all of you. Please remember that. Some of you may be feeling as well some challenges to your security, such as a relationship or finances. These are things in areas where some of you may be feeling vulnerable, and fearing the worst and thinking the worst. And I'm hearing, don't do that. Don't think the worst. But then there's the other side of that. If you think the worst, when something comes at you, it's not going to be as bad as what you had imagined it to be. So there's a sense of relief. That sounds silly to say, but that's usually how things do work out for you. The advice of this card is for you to surrender to the universe and give up control and have more faith in the universe, that what you need, what is required for your life will be brought to you. If you're feeling overwhelmed, even, you can just give it over to the universe. So some people say, give it up to God. I can't handle this. I'm going to leave this in the Creator's hands. I'm going to leave this in the universe, with the universe. Let the universe decide for me, and let destiny come in and do its little dance as well. But in the end, in the big picture, any decisions that come forward that are life-changing, you're the one that gets to make those decisions. I believe in that, the freedom of choice, the freedom of destiny can only steer and nudge you in the way you should be going. But in the end, some people, they've got every sign laid out. I've seen it, every sign laid out in front of them to go a certain way. And it couldn't be any more obvious or any more clear. You know what? They'll go, I'm going that way. What are you going to do? You can't stop it. If some things are hard written in the stars, I believe that too. If something is hard written in the stars and it needs to come to pass, there won't be anything you can do to stop it. It'll come to you one form or another, one way or another. Probably cut you off at the past. But for those of you, here's some good news, all right, with this card. For those of you, you feel like your world has collapsed all around you. For some of you, you're going to be able to rebuild your life again with a better foundation. But you're going to be given the support and given the tools that you need to rebuild your life once more, back up to where you were. So fear not. There will be, and it won't be go from devastation to success. There's a whole lot of stuff that's going to happen in between point A and point B. It won't be boring. Well, that's what I'm hearing. It won't be boring. And you'll look back on this day at this time, or look back on this time, I should say, because this isn't covering just one day. I can tell you that, or 2 days or 3 days. This is covering a time. We'll put it that way. And that's about all I have here with this card. Just if you're getting overwhelmed, give up control. That's all you have to do. And know that you are going to make your way back. Breakthroughs, shock, enlightenment are all highlighted off this card as well. And now here we have the King of Swords, and he's all about ambition. This is an energy, or this is an actual person, somebody that's very, very highly ambitious. As the King of Swords, he is often a very, very strong entity, a strong person. And that strong in business, when it comes to business, being self-sufficient. They carry their own. This is a very intelligent person. They're a very, they're on the high end of being a very good strategist. So if you bring anything to them, if somebody you need to talk to, somebody you need to go to, a go-to person for you, this person is going to be just as, he's a bit of an empath. So he puts himself in your shoes and says to himself, how long would I want this to go on? Which way would I really want to go? And he understands you completely. And he doesn't want to do any muddling in between point A to point B for this situation. He wants to go from point A to B, to the end. He cuts through the chase. He cuts through the BS. He's very direct. He can strategize a plan out how to work and maneuver his way around any blocks that get in your road. He's the guy that can really help you out, and he'll work as hard for you as he would for himself. This is how you can recognize this man. He's real impatient to succeed, but he's really, really good at what he does. But he can be relied on to offer calm and logical judgment. This is somebody that's very balanced and very real, authentic as a person in what they do. They're very balanced and very together. They do have a calming effect on you. And when they say to you, it's going to be all right, then it's going to be all right. Sometimes, you know what, Capricorn, this comes off as the You card. Maybe you're recognizing yourself in here as well. Yeah, I see somebody I know. Yeah, I do. This isn't about them, but they just popped into my mind, and it's like, yeah, this could be them for sure. If you recognize yourself with this card, and you identify with this card, the card is telling you to take a logical approach now to any sensitive issues that are going on right now. This is also a time for great mental agility, rather than emotions. Something's going to shut down and say, okay, I just heard this has to be done. It has to be done right, and emotions cannot come into play here. I need to shut myself down and look at everything right now as black or white, or I'm not going to make it to the color. Bingo. End of. If that makes sense to any of you. But sometimes life is like that. We have to turn off our emotions and just go on complete total shutdown, and then we get clarity of mind, and we're able to see things through different eyes with a different understanding and absorb what we're seeing, process that information without emotions coming in to jumble everything all up, to make you want to, fold in on yourself with anguish. It stops all that. This person, if it's not you, all right, if this is a person, they're the one to go to that's going to help you with that, to help you walk you through everything. And they're very loyal. They'll see this through to the end with you. That's something else to remember as well. The advice is to look for facts as well, to make the right decisions that are going to be right for you. Go by facts again. There's no wishy-washy. There's no emotions getting in the way. This is black and white. It's just that simple. Your keywords are fairness and balance, decisions, strength, justice, and support. It seems these two cards are just, the cards are supposed to overshadow each other anyway. That's the way I deal with them, the attention behind them. And you're looking at these two cards, and they do fit together. So some of you Capricorns, a few of you anyway, are going to be going through some big bump in the road. Some big bump. It's going to upset your life. It's going to upset you. It's going to bring about some changes. You're going to be almost caught off guard, but yet I'm hearing This has been something that's been coming for a while. That's what I'm hearing, and you were aware of it. All right. Third card, strength and stability. You know, and these cards, they all fit Capricorn really, really well when I look at how Capricorn is. I know a lot of Capricorns. I know a few. I know them well from my end of things. And these cards are all very highly Capricornish. We'll say there's an energy coming off these cards. They can go through some devastating times, but they're like a cat. They always land on their feet. They may not come through it all that well, though. There may be some scars that they'll bear on the other end of things. So your last card, mid to end week, everything's going to come to a head this week. Whatever's been brewing, because there's been something brewing. It's all coming to a head this week. The effects of it are going to be long, but this started long before this week is what I'm saying. This has been coming for a while, and now it's hitting a peak. It's like a volcano that's been building pressure. Boom. And now it's not a question of, if it'll blow. It's like, how hard is it going to blow? And how long will it blow before it stops? And things get quiet down again. But when this card shows up, the overall meaning for this Capricorn is strength of character. So don't let your situation be what dictates who you are. That's a huge weakness. You take your scars, you take your bruises, you wear them proudly, but you never let it change who you really are. All right? You're just smarter for it. We'll go with that. But you're just smarter for it. Stand your ground. Be patient in the face of conflict. So says Tarot from the card. Don't be overwhelmed by what opposes you, because you are better than it is. I always say that anyways. Don't let anybody bully you. Don't let anybody intimidate you, push you around, weigh you down, oppress you. Don't let any of that happen. Capricorn, you're a fighter. You don't take crap off anybody. Why would you now? You may need to be feeling like you might be feeling like, I'm ready to go to war. I'm ready to go to war for what I need to see happen. That could cover a whole lot of things. Tired of waiting is what I'm hearing. I've waited long enough. I want stuff to start happening now. I want to see some actual stuff starting to materialize. I want to see action. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I don't want to dream about it anymore. I want to see it manifest. That's what I want. And I mean when I say I want it now. End of. There's something like that going on for somebody out there. Just, don't let yourself be taken advantage by anybody. You can have compassion, and so says Tarot, and still draw the line in the sand. You can be compassionate from a distance. And you make it very clear. There's a line here you don't cross. You never cross my line. Ever, ever, ever. You put that out there, and don't be afraid to, because if the shoe is on the other foot, all right? They would do it to you. And they wouldn't be shy about saying so. Don't cross this line. All right? You're going to be doing that with somebody. There's going to be almost a standoff, a head-to-head, you might say. Remain strong. Show your strength. Show your strength of character. Keep your integrity about you. Listen to your intuition. For some, this card also brings forth the literal return of strength, of physical strength, vitality, somebody coming through the gray, dark world of depression, and they're coming out the other end. Now they're seeing the light, literally and figuratively. So they're growing very, very strong, a lot stronger. This could be a long-term thing with these two other cards. All right? The beginning, the middle, the end right here, where you're coming out looking pretty good. You're doing well. Is what I'm saying. You're not going to be down long, Capricorn, if you're down. And for some of you, like I said, it's a general reading, and it's not going to apply to everybody. It might be one or two people. You're going to feel for you that your world's been turned upside down in some way. The very foundation, you're going to feel like the foundation of your world has crumbled beneath your feet. But you're Capricorn. For whoever this message is meant for, you are Capricorn. You have traits, and the traits are very strong, very strong. Never say die. You may knock me down, You may have won this fight, but I get back up and you have not won the war. Because I'm not done with you yet. That's what I'm hearing. Somebody saying that and thinking and feeling that way. Stand firm and take the higher moral ground when you have to. Your character is being tested as well by something, somebody, somewhere. Somebody's watching to see your reaction and how you handle things. But you can handle any challenges that come up during this week without compromise and with no need to panic. Do not panic, for the love of heavens. Don't panic. Keywords are courage, patience, endurance, risk, balance, opposition, and vitality. And that, Capricorn, that was your reading for the week. I hope this, well, I'm not going to say that. I hope the whole thing was off. It didn't hit home for anybody. I don't wish that on anybody. I don't, but I can't fudge. The cards are what they are. The messages come through. They come through. And I pass them on to you. It's completely impersonal on my part. So, but I hope that everybody gets through this week without any real chaos in your life. I just heard, for some of you, don't make a mountain out of a molehill. If crap's going to happen, it's going to happen easily on its own without you helping it. Don't help the bad things along by adding fuel to the fire. Okay, thank you very much for being here and for viewing this reading. I do hope you enjoyed it, though, and I hope you got something from it. Also, thank you for all the subscribers that are always here. You guys are pretty loyal. Speaking of loyal, you guys really, really are. Thank you so much for being here and sticking it out with me and Bay of Funny Fortunes. Also, if you like this reading and you'd like to have something personal, private, just specific just for you, I do offer the surface. The information for that's found down below this video window in the Show More section. Please read through there once. Grab my email that you see there that I use for everything. Ship me off an email and I'll get you taken care of pretty quick. Also, thank you to the subscribers on Facebook, where there is a group, Bay of Funny Fortunes, and it is a closed and private group, and you're all welcome to join us there. You can feel safe and relaxed. Nobody forces you to get involved or say or do anything. You sit back and watch if you want, or take part in all the shenanigans that are going on in there. Seriously, there's no shenanigans. It's very highly educational. We learn a lot in there from each other. There's some really smart cookies in there, and it's both. It's male and female that are in there. It's not a big group of women, because women seem to dominate this. So a lot of males in there too, and they do contribute, and they speak up and they have their say, and I love that. I just love it. But you don't have to do that, anyways. So I think that's it for now. You can find Bay of Funny Fortunes on Blogspot, on Google, on Twitter, as well as YouTube and on Facebook. And I'm going to sign off for now. Move on to the next sign. And wish you a very, very good week. And say that if you're ever looking for me, you can always find me right here in Bay of Funny Fortunes, or walking on the beach down below, along the water's edge, to hold the highest, mightiest tides in the whole planet, the beautiful and the bountiful Bay of Fundy. And I am a high tide junkie, therefore you can always catch me waiting on the next high tide. Hope to see you back next week for the monthlies. October. Until then, peace in my heart to yours. Have a great week. Stay strong. Stay smart. Bye-bye.